Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flourgoldwizards channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of mailbox mining. We get tons of mail around here. There's just not enough days in the week to make videos on it all. So we're going to compact a few mail calls all into one. Hang on to your hat. But who knows how long this is going to take. So we're going to make sure that the fridge of wonder here is loaded for bear. That's right. And it is. All right, let's begin. First up on the action item list, I got a package along with a letter from Brandon and Mrs. from White River Prospecting, or White River Prospector. It says, Jason and Rigby, hello from Michigan, encloses a bag of WRP Paydirt with gold and other items found in the rivers in my area. Also, a couple of paintings done by Mrs. Prospector while snowed in and unable to hit the river. That must be a lot of snow. I've also added some exotic meat sticks for you and your mining partner. Heavy pans, Brandon and Mrs. Well, let's take a little look-see here. And sure enough, there's some really awesome looking paintings right here. Where's the beef? It's sack time. Flourgoldwizards, look at that. Painted that up real nice. That's a spitting image. I tell ya. And moving over here, we got another painting slightly larger. Look at that. Big old can of Flourgoldwizard Rigby back in a bit beer. Got a little snuffer on there. Got it. And the fridge of wonder in the background there. Those are absolutely fantastic. That is above and beyond for sure. Unbelievable. Thank you very much. Those are going up on the wall ASAP. And regarding the meat sticks they sent along, well, they're exotic indeed. We've got a little beef and ostrich right there. We've got some alligator, some venison, wild boar, camel. Oh my goodness. Maple duck, beef and buffalo. Look at that. We are going to enjoy those for sure. And here's that bag of pay dirt right here. Now it says they got this stuff in the Michigan area, so that's going to be pretty cool being so close to home. So I'm going to get a pan up and ready to go. We're going to see what's in it. Thank you guys. That is absolutely awesome. Yep, spot on. There it is. Now somebody in the comments had mentioned I didn't wear my ugly Christmas sweater at all last year. Well, it's a little bit too tight, as you can see. So that's for you. All right, we've got that baby opened up. There's this sticker on the back, White River Prospectors. Now it looks like just a lot of sand, but I can feel that there's at least one or two larger objects in there. So I got a small classifier in here I got from Jim's Junk, amongst a whole pile of other goodies. And we'll go ahead and throw that right in there. Now I'm using a small XP style pan today because that's not much material at all. And these pans do work quite well. So we'll give that a shake. Ooh, I might have to get that wet a little bit. You can see there's quite a bit of material sticking to whatever these are, and you can't really see, I guess, color or anything with all that sand stuck to them. So I'm going to go ahead and just splash a little bit of water on that stuff. Just like that. There we are. I'll put this off to the side and we'll take a look at it. Not much material at all. And here's those larger materials right here. Now I'm no rock guy whatsoever. I'll try to get this over in the light a little bit more. So to me it just looks like a plain old rock, but you must know a little bit more about what you're sending me in the mail than I do, obviously. And it looks like there's some bubbly kind of lava type material in there or something. I'm not quite sure, which may explain this one. Now it's light as a feather, this thing here. And it looks like a lava rock that you might find in a grill system or something. So I'm not really sure what the heck that is. Pretty cool looking though. And he sent a couple of little bits of other rocks. I really couldn't say. This one just looks like some quartz mixed with possibly granite and a little brown type rock and a couple of old pennies. Now we've got a wheat penny right here from 1952 and a Canadian penny from, what does that say on there? 1951. Little Canadian penny. There's a bald guy on there. Very cool. We're going to get into this pay dirt right now. This looks pretty easy. It's got quite a bit of tan sand on there, and it has, if anybody out there has done any panning at all, you know that the tan sand washes right on off, so we can get through this stuff pretty good. I might be seeing a little bit of black sand down at the bottom there, so we're going to take our time. If he was kind enough to send this stuff, we're going to be kind enough to make sure we get all the gold out of it. These little pans are pretty nice for just working inside of a small tub like this. I mean, there's plenty of room. You can do your maneuvers. You know, you got to get this material stratified and all liquefied and that to get the gold to sink down through it. And this material is quite easily done doing that. And there we are, down to some black sand at the bottom. Let me get this couple more little dew-wappers here. Matter of fact, I'm going to switch this over to these smaller riffles right here, because I'm not seeing any large chunks of gold or anything, and those little baby riffles do an excellent job capturing flour gold. There we go. Just like that. Get that off of there real slow like. Give her another splash. There we go. Just about down. I'll do, I don't know, maybe two more. Oh, there's a piece. I almost lost a little piece. Real flat one. So I'm going to one hand this, pull it back, just to see if there's any gold in there. And at least I thought that was a piece of gold I was losing. Yeah, there's some gold right up top there. This might take just a little bit. That sand in there is just a little bit heavy. So I'll get that down to gold and we'll take a look at it. And here's that gold right here. Now that's some pretty chunky looking gold, I tell you what, especially for the Midwest around here. Now if you're getting that in Michigan, I would say you're definitely in the right spot. So this tap to the top is for you, White River prospector and wife. That's right. Look at that nice smile. Bam. Thank you very much. Bam. And this next package comes all the way from Alaska. It's this whole other state. Sent me some pay dirt and this fine shirt right here. 9 Finger Mining. That's right. Now here's the rest of that package Creed sent right here. Along with a package of pay dirt, he sent me a $5 chip. Now these here are redeemable at his D&D engraving business, which I have cards for right here. Now I already had a number of these. I'm saving those for something in particular. And we will get to those down the line. I got a couple of 9 Finger Mining stickers and a letter. I don't know how it got ripped in half, but it did. Now this is kinky pay dirt, so make sure you get it wet. Please do a video. This is just for fun, no competition. Enjoy, Creed and Chris, 9 Finger Mining. Now I hear tell that this is the hardest pay dirt in the world to pan. Kinky pay dirt. Matter of fact, they have challenges regarding said pay dirt. Well, we're going to put that to the test right now. Right after we have a snack. Let's try some camel jerky. Here you go, Rig. Yeah, he needs that. No, I'm just kidding. He's a hard-working miner. All right, now I've heard that this gold in this bag is so small, and I think that's what is supposed to make this the hardest pay dirt in the world to pan out, the kinky pay dirt. So, I think first off we're going to do some classifying. Now I have a 20 mesh classifier, a 30, and a 50. I don't have anything smaller than that, so that's what we're going to have to play with today. So I got 3 pans set up here. I'll start dumping that stuff in my classifier, and we'll get this stuff separated. Ooh, it's good and dry. You always want to have it, your material that you're going to classify 100% dry or 100% wet, or it just does not work properly. There we go. And I think it's pretty much, yeah, it feels pretty bone dry. So I think we're in the hunt here. And I think that's about all we're going to get out of there. So I'll go right over here and dump that stuff in there and continue. Found some magnetics in that stuff. Now this, I believe, is a steel ball or an iron ball or whatever they used to use back then in the ball mills. So I'm pretty sure that we're about to pan out some ball mill gold, which is probably extremely small. And I've done this before, but not in this amount, I don't think. So we'll continue. All right, here's that material screened down to 30 mesh and 50 mesh right here. This stuff is quite fine indeed, and it's a little bit dirty. Here's our 30 mesh material right here. And I already panned out the larger stuff, expecting not to find any gold, and we didn't. Just making room for our stuff. So what we're gonna do, I think we'll start off with the larger material right here. We'll just grab a couple pinches of that, and I'll get a spoon in a minute. And we'll just see if there's any gold in this larger stuff. That's not too dirty. I mean, I've gotten some pay dirt from Alaska that was extremely dirty, right, Tony? Yeah, we'll just clear the dirt out of there. Now, I didn't put so much material in there that I just couldn't roll this back without fanning some of that stuff over the riffles. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna get somewhere there's no glare. There we go. And I'll see if I can do this one-handed. And it looks like it's starting to turn kind of red. Like there might be a lot of garnet sand in there or something. But I do see some gold up at the top. Right up there, a few pieces showing up. But again, I am doing this one-handed. It is not ideal. There we go. There's some small gold showing up at the top, but I think we can handle that. I mean, we're not the Flour Gold rookies. All right, let's start processing this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Now we've got all the larger material run, and that was pretty darn easy to pan. There wasn't any black sand in it, and we did wind up with a little bit of gold for sure. Now some of this stuff is extremely flat. Let me try to get this down into 3. There we are. So there are some pretty nice pieces in there, but like I said, it was pretty darn easy, but nowhere near a gram. So I'm guessing that down in that micro fine baby powder back there, there's a whole pile of gold just waiting for us to struggle through to capture. Let's see what's in it. All right, we'll fetch us a little scoop of this stuff right here. That's probably enough. Look at how powder fine that stuff is. Ooh-wee. Dump that in there. Bring it over here to our wash tub. I probably won't need those riffles at all. Probably gonna wind up using the snakeskin pattern on here. That stuff's that small. You basically want to use a miller table, I think would be quite effective, but those take forever. So I got rid of mine. But that would be almost like using a really aggressive miller table. See, I've got the large riffles, medium size, flat surface, and then right here at that line, you've got a really rough surface flat. So we're gonna try that. Let me get this stuff good and wet, get the dirt out of it. I've got a lot of jet dry in this water, so I don't think we have to worry about gold floating. Yeah, look at how dirty that stuff is. There we go. Now, maybe one more time. Wow, is that stuff micro fine dirty? Ugh. All right. Let me see if I can pull this stuff back one-handed. Yeah, and there's quite a bit of silt in there. And gold. Absolutely. Look at the gold showing up top there. It's really super small. So I'm guessing that's what he is talking about when he says this stuff is hard to pan out. And it looks like it might be a challenge. Pretty powdery looking stuff. But I'm doing this one-handed. I mean, geez. Yeah, that stuff's really, really small. So we're going to go ahead and take some time, pan all this out. And I do believe we're in store for a gram of absolute powder. He picks up a bus and he puts it back down. Godzilla. I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit of a pointer that I like to use when I'm working with this extremely fine gold like this. Now, typically you're going to have your material and your gold up at the top corner of that pan, and you swish it around and you swish it around and you try to get the lighter material to fall off of the gold. But with material this size here, when you start spinning that water around like that, well, guess what it does? It pushes that gold around the sides and splatters it all over the place. So what I like to do is I like to get a good pile of water over it and then just let the pan fall back, just like that. Fill it up with water and then let it fall back. None of that gold is moving. Just like that. Now you can see all those teeny micro fine little shiny pieces moving right along back with everything. Yep, that's what you want. Just like that. It might take just a little bit longer, but it sure gets your gold nice and clean. And you don't have to pan through this stuff 10 times. Well, doing that one scoop at a time, I'm sure would work just fine. But why do that when you can do it all at once? Which is what we're doing. So I took that whole pan and I got it wet, and we've been panning it back a little bit. And now I've got it down to a little bit of this black sand material here and the gold. This stuff here is all pretty light, really easy to pan. But look how small the gold is in here. Let me throw that in 3. Holy cow. That might be minus 400, minus 500 gold down in there. But there's an awful lot of it. That's where we're going to get our gram. The whole bottom of that darn pan is covered right there on the end. This is starting to be pretty darn fun. It is slightly difficult, but nothing we can't handle. So we're going to get the rest of this stuff cleaned up, just like this. Oh yeah, there's going to be a gram in there for sure. That powder fine gold adds up. All right, give me just a couple of minutes, and we'll get this nice and shined up. All right, that stuff's all cleaned up and in this pan right here. Now you can see the difference in the gold we got out of the larger material and these tiny little baby gold specks of gold right there. Look how tiny those are. That looks like a lot of gold. Let's get it into a pan right there and on the furnace. Here's all that gold right now, all dried up on the furnace and whatnot. Lots of powder fine gold in there. Now that bag said 1 gram on it. So we'll get this all brushed down. It sure looks like a good pile. Let's see if we got it all out of there. You know, I'm sure we missed a couple of tiny little specks with gold this size. You're bound to do that. But let's see if we got a gram anyway. And we'll get to pouring. What do we got there? 0.93 already. Yeah, I think we got that. That is micro fine stuff. Might be a little easier with mercury or something, but that was fun. I could probably pan that whole thing out at once in, I don't know, 17 minutes. 1.08 grams. Excellent. Hey, we got all the gold out of Nine Finger Mining's goodie bag all the way from Alaska. You know, that whole other state. And thank you, White River Prospector, for that fantastic pay dirt and those beautiful paintings your wife made for us. Spectacular. And we also have all kinds of mail laying around here just waiting for us to film it. But I think we're going to stick to maybe midweek videos with the mail. It's just something else to kill the winter doldrums out there, because it's still winter around here, but spring is coming. If you guys want to mail us anything, go ahead and get a hold of us on our email. It's down in the description box below. So go ahead and leave us a comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Till the next episode, Flourgoldwizards out. Come on, Rigby, get in the truck.